right, guys. Today we are talking a little bit about why you should make yourself a priority on the Permission to Hustle podcast. This is Vera, and I'm sitting here with Audrey.
Hello.
And we think this is a really important subject, and I don't know if it's talked about enough.
No, it's not.
I don't think so. We're talking about it as business women, but we also want to address this as women in general, because I think a lot of times women just tend to put themselves last.
Yes.
And I don't know if it is just, I don't know. I don't know what that's about, if it is an innate...
It's because we're not selfish.
I'm very selfish, but this just seems to happen.
Yeah, we are low on the totem pole when it comes to priorities for ourselves.
I think the first step that has to happen is you just need to acknowledge that it's happening.
Yeah.
And notice when you do it.
Yes.
So, perfect example, you're not feeling well. You have a cold. You're run down. And you're still running at 110%, giving your all still to every single aspect of your life, even though you're not feeling yourself. You're not giving yourself the permission to take a moment and step back and relax and give your body what you need. How many women out there can relate to that concept that I just said? Every single woman can, because every single woman has been there. You don't feel good, but dinner still needs to be made. The work still needs to be done. You still need to go around and get kids if you have kids, and the house is a mess, so you're the one that's running around cleaning it up. Meanwhile, you're dizzy as can be because you have some major head cold. How many people can relate to this?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think it's just something that needs to be noticed.
Yeah, and I definitely think too, when I stop and think about being, having... Listen, we all have kids, right? And so I stop and think about, the most important thing in the world is to make sure that your kids are happy, your kids are healthy. You want to make sure that you're doing everything in your power to make sure that your kids get what they want, right? So Vera was just saying about being sick. If your kids are feeling sick, what do? You stay home, you have them take a sick day, you let them sleep on the couch, you give them juice, you get them chicken soup, you do all of those things to make sure that they're better, right? If your kids are feeling overwhelmed at school, what do? You usually text the teacher or email the teacher or get a conference in place to anything that you can do to make your kids or your child feel better, you do. But when it comes to yourself, you don't always do that. And I know, especially with business too, we definitely are running around. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. I know that I had talked about it online, but I know that you aren't a lover of working out. Mm-hmm. I don't love to work out either. But, I definitely, the one thing, certain things about yourself. And I do know that when I am working out, when I am taking care of myself, I just instinctively feel better. All of a sudden, things that usually should make me feel crazy, I'm like, all right, that's okay. It will be all right. Just this, endorphins are just going like crazy. I feel happier. I feel calmer. I'm getting better sleep. So that for me is, when I think of priorities, I know that, okay, so the top priority for me needs to be finding 20 to 30 minutes a day to do something for myself. And I'm not talking maybe, always running on the treadmill. Maybe it's walking around the block. Maybe it's we went skiing recently. So I didn't work out, but I skied. That's working out. So it's just doing things like that really do make me feel better. So I know that one of our friends is really into yoga. So that's her thing, whatever it is that you really, one of our friends knits. So she loves to knit. For her, that's a priority. That zones her in, it calms her down, because, when we're not a priority and we aren't doing things for ourselves every now and then, you do start to lose who you are. You do start to unravel. And that, and we all know that when you start to get unraveled, you get stressed, you're more likely to get sick. So, it almost is it's like a snowball effect. So that is something that specifically this year for me, I'm really trying to hone in on and be aware of.
Mm-hmm. I think also the concept of self-care, I think it's something that is really important to embrace.
Because I'm looking at both of our nails and they're not done.
I know.
And we should be getting manicures, right? Every now and then if we like them.
I do agree with you. And I agree that self-care can be in the form of a manicure. But I also don't think that self-care is the manicure. I think self-care is rest.
Yes, absolutely.
Hydration, a nap when you need it. So it was funny because I went out on Friday night with some girlfriends of mine in town, and we had a little bit to drink. And so we all woke up on Saturday not feeling our best selves. And I ended up taking like a 3-hour nap because I was going out again that Saturday night with a whole new different group of friends. And my daughter slept over one of those girls' houses. So when I went to go pick her up, my friend was a mess. And so I didn't look like that. I looked a little bit better. And she went, oh my gosh. She goes, how are you like functioning? How are you going out tonight? Like, I can't even look at you. And I said, oh, I took a 3-hour nap. And she said, I can't believe your husband allowed you to take a 3-hour nap. She goes, I got 10 minutes and then he was bothering me about the laundry.
That would be Matt. Matt would not let me take a 3-hour nap either.
But she goes, I got 10 minutes and then he came in and started bothering me about the laundry. And then I thought to myself, and I was like, wow. I said, I needed it. I actually needed it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to go out that night with a migraine and as I felt with a hangover to go out and have another drink that Saturday night. It just wouldn't have happened. He knew I needed that to go out again. And my friend didn't get that. And that's self-care is sleep, rest, hydration. Yeah. You know what your body needs. And I sort of felt bad for her a little bit because I was like, that's sad that your husband didn't let you have that.
I'm telling you, Matt would be the same way. He'd be like, he wouldn't like maybe like do it on purpose, but I'd be down for an hour and then there'd be somebody coming up to wake me up. And that's just the way that my life is. I even took a bubble bath recently. And I had like just the tub was filled to the top. I actually had a glass of wine, and I had my Schitt's Creek on Netflix on my phone right there with me. And I'm in there for 10 minutes, and I get a knock on the door from my son Benjamin. He couldn't find a pair of matched socks. And then Victoria came up with her iPad. She said, "Can I just sit on the floor, Mommy? I want to be with you." And I'm like, all I want is 20 to 30 minutes of just nothing.
And where's your husband?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Matt, my husband is
Okay,
semi-oblivious.
yeah.
Where Matt is amazing on some things.
Yeah.
Although, like, even, like yesterday, he saw that I was exhausted because I told you Victoria was coughing 2 nights when we were away.
Yeah.
And I genuinely didn't sleep for 2 nights. He went into another bedroom with our sons because he was like, one of us has to stay with her. She wanted me. So I'm like, it's fine. One of us needs to get a good night's sleep. So for 2 nights, I was up with her. I mean, literally, I thought she had the stomach flu because I was next to the bed she kept saying, I'm going to throw up. But it was just like phlegm from coughing. Like she really was allergic to something there. So long story short, on the way home, I fell asleep in the car, which I never do. And I kept kind of like, waking up a little bit. And I heard him saying, like, mom needs to sleep. Like, she literally was up for 2 nights. But I'm like, that was only like an hour in and out of sleep. But, but I fell asleep last night on the couch super early too. And I get like the shake, you ready to go up? And I'm just like, yes, I am. But he's not like that. Like, he wouldn't say to me, you look tired, go take a 3-hour nap. He'd let me if I asked him, but like, he would never.
It's just not like that intrinsically. Yeah, I mean, but
it's a good point. Like, you need to know when you have had enough.
Yes.
And you need to like rest, because if you don't rest, then you're just going to get
more
and more out of it. Yes,
right?
absolutely.
I don't know. I think that's important. But yes, to the manicure. If I showed you my feet, the bottom of my feet.
Yeah.
I could grade cheese.
Yeah.
The bottom of my feet. Like, really, sometimes when I walk, it sounds funny.
Yeah,
like, I'm like,
absolutely.
That's how bad.
Well, this is why I'm at a manicure, because what you and I do is a lot of the times photos and videos. So you and I definitely, like, we have a profession where we need to look good for certain things. Like, we genuinely need to, we've actually had jobs before where somebody has said to us, you need to redo your roots. Remember that job? Yes. We sent photos and they said to us, you have to touch up your roots. Yes. This is years ago.
Yes.
But Vera and I have definitely, for our job, we need to look good, right?
Yes.
If we do the like local TV or we do video, whatever it is. And so it never ceases to amaze me that I'll have like a job come up and I'm calling my hairstylist in a panic. Whereas 90% of my other friends have like a standing appointment every 2 weeks to get there. And that's what I mean about being a priority. Like I wait to the last minute to get my nails done, to get my toes done, to get my hair done, because it's like, oh my God, I just haven't had time to do it.
We should go tomorrow.
Whereas like, why don't we do this?
Let's find a spa tomorrow during a gap, an hour gap.
Just get our nails done.
Let's go get our manicure done.
Let's do it.
I'm serious.
Because that's what I mean by that. And I know Vera is the same way, because we'll have a job coming up and we're like, we got to pack with this. And she's like, you know, I just booked a manicure. I got to get my hair done, and I'm doing the same thing. And I'm like, why are we like this?
I know. Look
like,
my hair.
Please, I'm the same way. I'm like, why? I actually forgot my L'Oreal spray in. I mean, look at, you know, and that was the thing too. I even went on a trip this past weekend, and I thought that, I'm like, why am I bringing my spray in hair to cover up my root? When I know probably all the other ladies are not going to be like that. But we need to be a priority.
We work so hard, and we can't take an hour out of the week to get a manicure.
Right, which is ridiculous, because it's like 5 minutes from our house, not even. So we just want to do this podcast about the importance of why you need to be a priority. We hope that we inspired you right now to go book a manicure, run a mile, get your hair done, sleep, take a bath, let your husband cook dinner tonight.
So wait, I want to say one more thing before we end this. I told you towards the end of last year, I really wasn't my best self. I started getting a little bit snippy with my family. I was very overwhelmed. I was not really in a good state. And I needed to get like in a better frame of mind. And I'm going to get a little new age on you guys. But I said to myself, okay, I need to start having like rituals to calm me, right? Like I wanted to like help me get to a better state of sleep and rest and like mindset at night. And so I bought like essential oils. I'm not trying to sell you any.
You're not?
I'm not. I bought like lavender and peppermint roll-on essential oils. I bought like a Himalayan salt like heart that you hold, like it's supposed to be like you roll it around in your hand. It's like a little heart ball. And I bought all these like little things to keep at my end table. And I started this like little ritual for myself every night to help me sort of like train myself that I'm telling my body it's time to go to sleep. So I'm smelling these oils. I'm rubbing this like salt thing in my hand. I'm sort of like doing this ritual right before I go to bed. And I'm telling you, ever since I started doing this, it like immediately relaxes my entire body once I get through this thing. It's really weird.
And where did you learn about it?
I just made it up. Okay. I just like was like, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to buy all these things. I'm going to do this every single night. And that's my new practice, my new ritual practice that I'm going to do. All 3 of my kids come into my room every single night, want to get loaded up with me. They're like, Mommy, do behind my ears. We've all started doing this. And I feel so...
You're sleeping better?
I am.
And the kids are too.
I don't know if they are. They sleep great anyway. I think they take after my husband. But for me, it's like, I really, like, the scent makes me feel, like, at peace. Like, I can't explain it, but... I knew I needed something. Yeah. And I did it. I did it for myself. And so at night now, I actually look forward to it. I look forward to my little process that I do for myself. I have
you need that.
I have lotion by my bed that I put on every night. I love the scent of it. Like, I just have this like little 3-step thing that I do that it's just for me. And it's not selfish, that's the wrong word, but it's mine. Right. It's my little thing that I do for myself. And so I encourage you, if you're feeling like you are neglecting yourself and you're not taking care of yourself, create a little something for you. Yeah. Like make a little ritual for you at night. And I'm telling you, it really lifts my spirit when I do it. And I mean, again, I don't know if that's a little too like left field for anybody, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah, they were like rocks. I remember when I used to live in New York, there was my boss had a sacred altar by her bed. That's what she called it. Kind of sounds like what you're talking about, but she called it her sacred altar. And she'd put like, little statues of spiritual things that she felt were important to her. But she used to have like she believed in the magic of rock. Remember when in New Orleans we went into this like new age shop and they had all these crystals and rocks where if you held them in your hands they have all these different powers. And so I remember like she would have those. And then I remember even working at Donna Karan, she would consistently always have essential oils or just some sort of like what do you call those things?
Sage?
Not even sage. Burning sticks. You know, like
Yes.
why I'm forgetting the name of it. It's not essential. She did essential oils, but it was and my husband started doing them. Like you light them and it gives off a scent. Why am I forgetting it?
I see it.
We see it. I'm sure you guys see it too. And you're like, you idiots! It's this word.
Yes.
But incense.
Incense. Oh my God, I could not think
but
of
like, she used to burn incense. And I remember because she wanted to have a calm workspace.
Yes.
That was what it was all about. And Matt and I did get into it a bit because it was just always interesting to me. But I remember, like, because like the world was so chaotic, like her world, I mean, she worked 24/7, but the office, she wanted to be calm.
I love it.
She wanted to walk in and feel like, just like she could breathe. And part of that was the aromas in the air and, what she could smell. And so there is something to that. It's just very smart.
That's funny that you say. I have actually a really huge crystal on my end table.
Yeah.
So that's funny that you're saying that.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that I put it there for that purpose.
Okay.
I just put it there for decoration.
Yeah, she used to call it like a sacred altar
funny.
or like an altar. So yeah, like Vera said, whatever it is that you need to bring into your life to bring some peace, some calm, but most important to make sure that you are a priority. Make sure that you're doing something for you. It's not selfish.
No.
It's something that every woman should do. And, it just, you deserve it, right? Give yourself permission to do that. So that's it today. Make sure you guys tune in to our next one. Don't forget to follow us on Permission to Hustle, our private Facebook page. We also have a private mastermind going right now too. We have all the information too right over on our Facebook group. Follow us on Instagram as well. And as always, thanks for listening.
And now I know how to do this.